Scutum Academy is an apprenticeship programme training the next generation of multidisciplined engineers in both fire and security to cover installation, commissioning and maintenance. We started the programme in 2021, split across all our UK businesses, so as far as Aberdeen all the way down to Plymouth. We partner with Skills for Security, who provide dedicated group teaching.
We're the UK's largest provider of fire and security apprenticeships. It's a hybrid model, so it's face-to-face and online training. When the apprentices come into the training centres, it's a 50-50 split between theory and practical. We spend hundreds of thousands of pounds investing in our training centres in state-of-the-art manufacturers' equipment, which the apprentices train on in real time.
So I teach the apprentices all about fire and security systems to get them prepared for their endpoint assessment. It's what they have to pass to get their qualifications. So if they were to go to a site, obviously they've got to cable, they've got to install the devices, obviously adhering to all the British standards. Then they've got to program it. And the next sort of step for that, once it's programmed, is they've got to test. So they've got to make sure that everything is functioning the way that it should, and that all recordings are all taken, so voltages, resistances are all there so that people can refer back to them over time.
It's really rewarding to say, I've spent 20 years building up this knowledge and skills. All my experiences have shaped everything that I know. And to be able to pass that on to the next generation of engineers coming into the industry is incredibly rewarding. There's problem solving to do. They're having to look at the paperwork in front of them, figure out from that what it is that they need to do to translate what's written down into how the systems work and operate. So they will need to terminate and wire it correctly, they'll need to program it correctly, and then they'll also need to test it and document it correctly as well, because that's what they're going to be doing in the real world.
Most of their time is spent on site, dealing with customers and learning the trade from senior engineer mentors. Some of those have had decades of experience and they're willing to pass those trade secrets and efficiencies they've had from a lifelong career onto the apprentices.
I just like being able to ask questions, because the people I work with have obviously a lot of years in the industry, so they've basically seen it all and done it all, so they can tell me how to improve.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So once you've done an install, they can actually look at your work and give you okay, this is not good, you can improve on this. So that helps a lot.
Helps with your confidence, innit? So.
Yeah.
So the suggested timescale is about 3 years for the fire and security, or fire emergency security systems technician course that we provide. That's not to say that for everyone it's going to take that 3 years. So as long as they have been on course for a little over a year, they then, if they're ready, can take their assessment and maybe become qualified that little bit sooner.
Through Skills for Security, we know our apprentices are being trained by the best trainers in the industry right now. Tutors who we've seen care passionately about teaching and who push for a little bit more out of our apprentices and are absolutely dedicated to creating the next generation of apprentices in this industry.
From my point of view, when we're in class and we're in centre, and the learners are always pushed to strive for that bit more. I'm not going to be wanting the bare minimum out of each of these learners when they come into centre. Every
tutor here does it all slightly different. I generally like to do a morning theory because I'm an ex-engineer, 30 plus years, so I know that the practical side of it, it's the fun side, so I'll break mine up. So mornings is usually theory, followed by something tied into that theory in a practical room at the end of the day.
It's important to foster the next generation of engineers in the industry, and there are real skill shortages.
I think in the built environment alone, the government estimates that by the end of 2025 there'll be a skills shortage of 250,000 engineers. So how that relates to fire and security is, at the moment there's around a 25,000 engineer shortage.
We do believe that most of our apprentices will go on to have successful careers within Scutum, with the ability to work all around the UK.
So we've done extensive research into this, and there's really exciting prospects for the apprentices. So we estimate that around 80% of apprentices within 3 years of finishing their apprenticeship progress into management roles.
The feedback from apprentices has been really positive. They feel they've made a great choice.
I think I've made a good decision joining this.
I applied for the apprenticeship and I think it's the best choice I've made in my career.
I like the responsibility we have. Yeah, it's a big responsibility, but you also get to learn how important it is to do a job correct and make your customers happy and make sure they feel safe and secure in their properties and businesses.
Yeah, I agree with Jay with that one, to be honest.
So we really look forward to expanding Scutum Academy and taking on a greater number of apprentices from all around the UK every year.